studio. I'm not usually here on the weekend, but I am loading the kiln today and I have some quick little things I want to paint before I actually get everything in there. Mainly the second edition of Cup Club. That's what all these babies are. I always make a few extras just in case. They're just like a little bit of a shorter round shape this time, and I'll be painting little clouds on all of them. And then I'm debating if I should just go ahead and fire my big piece. It's been drying for about a week now, so I think it might be dry enough. I'm excited to get this batch fired. I feel like I don't have that much actually for the update, but what can you do? It feels like it's turning out to be every other month is like a good update month, and then in between are things for wholesale or for Cup Club or Pot Party. I'm still trying to figure out how to make it all work, so I'm not actually sure if I'll be running Pot Party and Cup Club next year again. I might just do one, not both. The year before this I only did Pot Party. Yeah, I don't know, I'm still figuring it out. If I have time today, which I think I will, it's pretty early in the morning right now, I'm going to also paint a few of the tulip mugs. If you saw my last update, I think they're still up on my website. I don't think there are any available to buy right now, but there will be maybe by the time this actually gets posted. What can you do? New decision is that I'm going to paint the insides of these blue because I think that'll be really fun and a little more exciting than just white on white, even though I know like a lot of people loves the neutrals. I don't think I've mentioned this yet, but those big white pieces that I'm building, I am planning to paint. And by paint, I mean cover pretty heavily with underglaze because I never use white clay hardly ever. I used to back in the day, but I really don't use it that much anymore. So I'm not super familiar with what the underglaze colors actually look like on the white clay. So I made two little tests. This one will just be like raw, like I'm just gonna fire it straight through to cone 6. This one I'm going to paint with underglaze beforehand and then glaze with a clear, just so I can see which way I want to go with it. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I tend to go with the raw look. I just love clay on its own without glaze on it. This show is kind of also all about trying new stuff and doing something a little bit different than my usual, while still remaining very true to my own vibe. These are the ones that I normally have hanging up in the studio. You've probably seen them before when I've just like shown you beside the mirror. It's funny because they're actually on two clays that I don't even use anymore. I don't think I've had all these underglazes open in a really long time because I sometimes paint things before they're bisqued or after they're bisqued. Depends on the day sometimes. Like today, it's Sunday. I had a crazy busy weekend and I'm feeling very done. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna stamp all the bottoms, load up the kiln, and deal with having to actually paint all the intricate stuff next week. And I'm firing my glaze firing on Thursday, so that means I'll have about 3 days to paint everything. Oh no. Okay, no, I can do it. I can do it. It'll be fine. Layer 1 down. Second shelf down. I'm actually not sure now if I'm gonna be able to fit everything I needed to fit. You know, we'll make it work. And we're done. I don't usually stack things like this, but I needed to fit them in. So I know a lot of potters who do it successfully. Fingers crossed, gonna put the little kiln god on top before we fire. My potter otter. We're trying a new coffee today. It's pretty good. The branding is cool. House of Funk.
Let's do this.
Okay, yours is so much better than mine. There's nothing too crazy exciting to show you in this batch yet because I pretty much haven't painted anything except for a couple tulip mugs. I had these ones in the last update as well. Ooh, they're kind of hot. But just like this little hand-built handle there. I cut my wrist yesterday. It's fine, don't worry about me. And then this little flower one. And I'm gonna glaze the insides with those pink, I think. What else can I show you right now? This, I think I already did show you, but this is the next edition of Cup Club, just little cloud cups. It'll be a fun color on the inside. And this clay is like that tan speckled stoneware that I've shown so many times before. This is what the swirls for Pot Party look like once they're fired. They look so pretty at this stage. I really wish they could stay like kind of peachy like this, but they will be, again, that speckled clay and then a white speckled clay. Should be interesting. I don't think I've done this combo before, so hopefully people like it. Hopefully I like it. The fun thing about Pot Party and Cup Club is that it's pretty much always an experiment. It's something a little bit different. This is that second big piece that I was working on. I did a little bit more over the weekend. And this is what it's looking like now. It's so bulbous, but the idea is to do like another lump over this. I wanted to do it over the weekend so it could have a little time overnight to dry, because to build a whole nother sphere on top of this, I think this part needs to be a little bit more firm. So I'm gonna move this out of the way so I can get going on painting and glazing right here. About to film an intro for another video that will be going up ahead of this one, but for the sake of transparency and showing my like experiments and like attempts and encouraging people to scrap things that they don't like even if they've already worked on them, I thought I would show you the piece that I'm not happy with and I'm going to smush and turn into something else. So I started this piece last week. I was going to do like a fruit bowl shape, but I think I started the base too wide. I just don't think I'm gonna be happy with the final result of this. This is the other piece I'm working on. I think I'm gonna continue. Cleaned it up the other day. Was thinking I was just gonna leave it like this, but I'd actually like to do like one more dome and then like a really small neck for it to be a vase. Right now I think it's only 17 inches tall. No. I think it's 16 inches tall, and the max I can go is 19. I want the shape of the fruit bowl to be more like this one, where it's like quite small at the bottom and quite big on top. So we're gonna start again. The bottom's pretty dry, but it's still moist enough that I think if I cut it off now and I spritz it down and leave it in a bag, it'll soften up and I can use it again for another project. The lighting is a bit weird at the studio today and my bangs are also a little weird, so don't mind that. But I just wanted to share with you some stuff that I got from OK to Rest, which is a small business based in Vancouver. I just recently placed an order when they did their, I think it was Capsule 3 shop reopen launch. Yeah, I really tried my best to get a gray hoodie, and now I know how everybody feels when they're trying to shop on a ceramics drop and everything sells out in like 5 seconds. But I will show you what I did get. I also got a huge tote bag that I'm really excited to take to our beach vacation in interior BC in a couple weeks. I never shoot this angle of the studio, but this is like the whole thing you can see. I really love the whole concept behind the brand, taking time to rest and take breaks and, you know, take care of yourself and your own mental health. And
Never take this out in public, so this is really
back again just to talk about the fear of ruining something that you're making. I have this big piece pretty much done, but I was thinking that maybe I wanted to do like a flora fauna focused piece for the show, and I'm thinking yesterday I rolled out some like little shapy bits that I'm planning to right now add to that big piece. The idea would be very similar to what I've been doing with the tulip flower mugs with the little leafy bits. Some would be bird features and even maybe some animal features. Like, yeah, I don't know. Again, everything is kind of just a big experiment at this point. I do love how it looks right now, just on its own. It's a really cool shape. It just comes down to, again, like I could make it again, and it'll be different for sure, but that's good. That's what makes every piece really unique and special, powerful in its own way. Yeah, so I'm gonna attach those little extra details to it now. Wish me luck.
Look at these pants.
Overalls for the kids. Overalls, more overalls. It's an overalls family.
Cheers!
Okay, I'm gonna do a popcorn haul. I got Falling Your Bluff, which is dill, and then Nostalgia, which is like cinnamon toast crunch.
So good. All vegan.
All vegan,
Locally made.
locally, wonderfully made.
A delicious pepper plant.
Ooh,
Shishito to be precise.
shishito.
A delicious
Basil. That's like a bump in basil, eh?
Yeah. She drew
I'm
me in.
jealous.
I need this one.
Nice. Me and Taylor were talking lots about stuff for the show. He's gonna help me kind of like plan the layout, build some plinths, hopefully. Anyway, on the weekend I had the great idea of deciding to make a set of dominoes. I've always wanted to make a set. Actually, I grew up playing dominoes with my grandma and my aunts and my uncles and my dad. As far as when I looked up online, we play the cutthroat style of dominoes, which is popular in Jamaica. I know dominoes originated in China, but I think the style that we play is from the Jamaican side. So I'm gonna try to make my own dominoes. I'm just so excited because I've just never done anything like this before, and I think it could be like also a really fun part of the show that could be interactive for people if they know how to play. If they don't know how to play, I'm gonna put like maybe a little instruction thingy on the table where they are. And I've been thinking more and more about like what exactly I want to make. Obviously, I've been making lots of these bigger vessels, and I have ideas on how I want to paint those and present those. But I also wanted to have a table in the middle of the space, or somewhere in the middle of the space, with essentially like a full table setting. So I'm thinking vases, bowls, cups, mugs, that sort of thing. And I'm really thinking about doing it all like traditional Chinese blue and white style, just because, again, this is kind of like an exploration outside of my comfort zone of my practice, and I hardly ever work with white clay, a style of work that I actually did when I first tried ceramics. I started ceramics by taking I believe it was like a 7-week long course, a class, and it was just like a local little paint your own pottery spot in Oakville, but they happened to also do pottery lessons like on the wheel and hand building, and that was when I was first introduced to cobalt painting, which my grandma has a piece that I made like from my first class, and I'll try to find a picture of it and put it here. Cobalt painting is like a really beautiful blue, and I did like a floral design that was very much inspired by blue and white china. And so that's what I'm thinking I might do for like the tablescape, and then I might have another like table section that is a lot more of the work that I do now, but just like expanding on that and creating more pieces like that, because so far with the updates I've been trying to make the classics that I know people really like already, and then just every batch there's maybe 10 experimental pieces or 10 pieces that are more illustrative and like the shapes are kind of weird. So I would like to have a batch of those at the show as well. I'm thinking stuff will be for sale. The bigger pieces, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with that yet. Taylor has suggested doing a silent auction for those, so that could be cool. I've never done anything like that either, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm just really excited about it, and I was like, okay, I never film explanations of what I'm doing or intros of what I'm doing, or I never keep them in, but maybe this one I will. But yeah, we're gonna start making them right now. Also for this, like, I don't know where this video will end up in the grand scheme of things, but a huge part of this is just documenting the process of trying to put on my own show. I was talking to Taylor about this because he has thrown a bunch of shows back in Vancouver when he was in school, and he really didn't document much of it. I think he has like a few photos and maybe a couple videos from events that they had put on, him and his friends, but there's not that much for him to look at or even like show me now. So I'd like to document as much of this as I possibly can, even if it's just for me, even if I don't share it here on YouTube. I just want to have it